they do this thing at the Fantastic Film Festival, which is kind of like in Toronto, and they do a Midnight Madness film. And You're Next was the headlining film in the Midnight Madness deal. So what happened was, it sold out. It was like maximum occupancy the first night, and the second night, the same thing happened. And it's very rare that they'll show a film twice during Fantastic Fest. So there was this huge buzz in 2011 when this film was made. He had done A Horrible Way to Die in 2010 and then followed it up directly with You're Next. But what was crazy was the movie had this amazing buzz, but there were some difficulties with the film. Like, they were fighting over whether or not it could get picked up, and who was going to pick it up and who was going to distribute it. Well, lo and behold, in 2013, the film actually got a wide release, and it was brought into theaters. Now, first, let's get the facts out of the way. As you know, I'm addicted to eBay. Usually at night, I get fucked up.
Big problem.
Yeah, well, yeah, even if I'm not fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically go on eBay and I buy things at night. I got You're Next with shipping for $6.50, sealed, brand new, with the digital copy that I'll be giving to my homeboy Johnny Mariani. So, let's talk. Are you ready?
I'm very ready.
We're gonna break this wide open. So, what did you think of You're Next?
I'm a person who hasn't seen a lot of horror movies, and I saw this. Holy shit! It was amazing. I don't know what to say about it. Like, I don't know where to start. It was,
Well, let's start.
It was shocking. It was a shocking movie. I didn't expect anything.
Let's start with the setup.
Okay.
The setup being that you have this family. They're a very wealthy and well-to-do family, and they have this house that's in the middle of nowhere, and it's gigantic. And they invite their family back, I guess, for almost like a family reunion. Does that make sense?
It's for their parents' anniversary.
Parents' anniversary. The dad's retiring. He worked for a big defense company in marketing. And they get together, and the family is a mess.
Yeah, like, it's one of those families that's so dysfunctional. Like, none of the kids know each other. Like, they have this kind of, it's like they're friends from college or something that haven't seen each other in 20 years. Like, they are not.
Yeah, they don't seem like a family.
Like, they don't act like siblings.
Yeah, and a lot of them are pretentious and kind of a dick. And the thing that I liked about this movie so much with the family is that you can tell, like, the young daughter is like the favorite. She's daddy's little girl.
It's stereotypical family things incorporated.
It's realistic. It's like you have the kid who's like the bad kid, the kid who is a disappointment, the kid who's like the most favorited and went to school and did everything.
Who's full of themselves. The one who's.
I gotta say, Drake, the one son, he is probably one of the worst human beings I've seen.
Such a dick.
He's so unlikable, and we always talk about, especially with like slasher films, there's always like that one person.
You want him to die.
Yeah.
You just want him to die. It's the first thing you think.
Like, not
After
even
they say anything.
30 seconds in, Drake has to die. You're just like, fuck this guy, he's gotta die. So, now they go obviously out into this house, which is in the middle of nowhere. The nearest neighbor is almost like a mile down the road.
Conveniently.
Yeah, and now we're gonna get into spoiler territory. If you haven't seen this film, would you go see this film?
Of course I would. I wish I'd seen it in theaters.
Well, I did because I'm super cool. Sorry, I digress. Well, the reality of it is that it has one of the best ways to show off the title of the film. On the sliding glass door, it says "You're Next," and then smash cut to black. And it was written in blood, and to me that was so fucking cool because it's like, boom, brings
like
you.
The first few minutes of the movie, I think it's like 4 minutes in, and there's already a kill.
This film, it falls into that category of mumble gore. It has Joe Swanberg. I forgot the film he did because I didn't like it. It has T. West, who did House of the Devil and a bunch of other stuff. I love him. He played he had a really weird name, Takir. It was like Takir, and he was like a director who made documentary. But they refer to this genre and this set of filmmakers as mumble gore. And mumble gore is basically, it's talky, it's quiet, and then you get big those big deliveries on gore or shocks.
There was that whole conversation about underground movies and
oh my god,
the really nasty son is like, do they show them underground? It was just, that's when you really wanted him to get it.
Yeah, he didn't understand underground filmmaking.
I was kind of sad in that filmmaker,
Well, yeah, that was T West.
Upsetting, yeah.
That was T West of he directed House of the Devil. He directed The Innkeepers. 2 films which I really love. Those are 2 films I really recommend. Hopefully we'll get around to doing those. Yeah, it was just really good. They didn't come out that long ago, Heather.
Oh.
I'm just saying, maybe you gotta broaden your horizons.
Okay.
Not go for those Hollywood blockbusters. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of something. So obviously you saw Tangled that weekend in theaters instead of going to see Your Next.
How could I not?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry.
That's definitely a good film in 3D, obviously. So we've got Your Next, and you've got this family, and they're not quite likable.
I hate all of them.
Yeah.
Except for too many spoilers, but
It doesn't matter now. Cat's out of the bag.
The girl is just so badass. Gets past all of the villains, I guess you would say, all of the killers. She's the only likable person in this whole movie.
Pretty much. And the whole thing is it goes on that the whole way this film hangs is that once they start getting attacked, that they're pretty much systematically going to be eliminated like a slasher film.
Yeah, because one person dies and then a few minutes later they all begin dropping like flies. Like that's what I like about this movie. I feel like in a lot of horror movies, like you're kind of being jerked around for someone to die again. This one, they all just
it's quick.
It's so quick.
That first scene, the dinner scene,
more satisfying that way for me.
It is more satisfying. It is because it's not. Again, with a slasher film, it's systematic. I believe there's a rhythm to slasher films. It's usually like, okay, boob shot, murder, rhythmic 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
this movie
murder.
Didn't even need tits.
No, it didn't need tits. Some movies need tits. This movie it was perfect as is. Our heroine, which I can't tell whether she's African, Australian.
She was British. I'm not sure. They didn't really say. She has.
We know. See, this is where the movie flips, and I explained to you even before we watched it that there's kind of this switch that goes off in Your Next, and the switch that goes off is that you think she's a nice girl and she's there with her boyfriend. And it turns out that she is like the baddest motherfucker.
And then she just starts like, so cool.
Oh,
she starts fucking shit up. It was great.
Pretty much.
You just didn't see it coming because she seems so innocent. She has that little accent and those bangs, and she's sleeping with her former teacher.
Yeah, that was kind of.
You think she's just another girl?
Yeah, or as our good friend would say, just another victim. But she's not. And that's my favorite part of the movie is that's where the flip is.
She turns them into victims.
Yeah.
She's great. She doesn't even just kill them to defend herself. She turns them into victims. Like, she hunts them down.
It's the old hunter, or the hunted becomes the hunter. And you see that in a lot of films, but you don't suspect it. I mean, in horror films, again, there is a language and a rhythm, and a part of that language is the final girl. Now, we know that she's probably going to be the final girl, but when they're shooting that crossbow into the dining room, she knew immediately for them to grab cover using the chairs as defense, like shields. And as soon as I saw that, because, I know a little bit about survival and how to handle those types of situations, I knew exactly from that moment, okay, we're not dealing with, this girl isn't just a student. Like, she knows something.
She's smart. When she has everyone grab the chairs, she takes, I don't know what it's called, the thing from the fireplace. It's pointy, could be used as a weapon.
Oh, you mean the fire poker?
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's
the fire poker.
Yeah, like the fire behind us, which is real.
We can't poke it.
No, we can't poke this
real.
fire.
He's lying.
Oh, it's not. Don't
it
tell them that,
obviously was not real.
Well, no, I mean, she knew exactly what she was doing. She knew how to survive. And I love that scene right when, there's this... Again, one thing that I think is a part of Wingard's strength as a director, this guy's got fucking pacing down. He's really good at pacing films. We just found out that he's going to be doing Death Note, which is based on a Japanese anime. And there's a lot of anime that I'm not a fan of anime, but Death Note is actually really cool. I dig Death Note, so I'm curious to see with like a $60 million budget what this guy can do. Hopefully Hollywood doesn't ruin him, because sometimes you take these directors out of their element and it ruins them. But getting back to your next, that scene where, you know, the favorite daughter is like, she's like, Daddy, she's like, I can do this.
I can do it, and then she runs.
Yeah, she runs out.
That was some amazing throat slitting.
Yeah, she runs out, and there's basically razor wire, and it catches her right on the throat.
It makes Game of Thrones look like a joke. It was just so.
Yeah, the gore is
incredible.
Pretty top notch in this. Yeah. So, I mean, would you recommend this film? That's the thing.
I would.
Really?
That's how I feel. I mean, if you like horror movies or you like suspense and you want to see something that's not going to be the same thing for the 99,000th time, then yeah.
What I really dug was I liked the animal masks. Now, WWE fans will easily recognize that the Wyatt family, Eric Rowan from the Wyatt family, wears the lamb mask. It's, you know, I mean, even Bray Wyatt's character from WWE, he wears a leather apron. It's a little bit like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, to me, what that says is that Your Next is kind of iconic. I'm willing to put this. It's a new horror classic. Like it's.
Would you recommend?
I would recommend it. It is. I mean, of course, this is a very gory film, but it's kind of one of those things. Again, The Guest is easily more recommendable because it's an accessible film, and The Guest is a thriller. This is really a horror film.
No, you can't even compare the two. This is a horror film, and that's a thriller.
Okay, so basically the music, the pacing, these are things that are carried over. This is kind of like if The Guest is the perfect thriller, this is kind of a perfect, you know, it's very fresh, it's unpredictable, it's terrifying. I mean, when this dude pulls the scares out, it really, and it's a testament to it. So when this film played Fantastic Fest and people went crazy over it, I get it.
No, I get it too.
I totally get it.
You almost want, it's not that you want them to die, it's just that they're not enjoyable people, like their personalities are not nice, so it's not that you want people to die necessarily, but the kills are so exciting that you do end up wanting people to die because you want to see what is going to happen in the next kill. How are they going to kill them? Who's going to die? What will their emotions be as they're getting it, you know?
Well, here's the thing. They're using crossbows.
Which I thought was interesting.
It's a very primitive weapon. It's very this, you know, they do use other implements of destruction. Again, I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but it was very ambiguous on who these killers are, and I kind of like that.
No, I agree, yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. Again, I hate to compare both films because they're different, but with The Guest, it's ambiguous as to, you know, the Dan Stevens character, who he was, what kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't, I think...
Even when they reveal who the killers are, that they're hired, you still have questions about them.
Exactly.
I still can't put two and two together on certain things. Like, you know, I was saying to you, why did they kill the neighbors? You know, in the first scene of the movie, the people who die, and then the title screen, Your Next, shows up in blood. If they're being paid to, I guess, kill the Wyatt family so that their inheritance can be had, then what was the point of killing the neighbors? There are just certain things, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense other than to serve for a badass opening.
Yeah, so I feel like they like killing for sport, and there's something deeper there.
Yeah, there's something wrong with these people.
It's not just that they were being hired.
They were very smart.
I love it when one of the killers, just after he kills the really douchey one, his girlfriend.
They were all really douchey.
They were all really douchey, but you'll know the one who gets the arrow in the back.
Oh yeah, Drake.
Okay, so when Drake's girlfriend gets it, the killer just sits down on the couch.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
He just sits there, like he's like listening to music and enjoying it. He sits down next to the dead body of the guy that they killed in the opening. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
We talked about it too. One last thing with this film was they used Lou Reed's "Perfect Day" was in certain theatrical cuts of the film, and they ended up using it in a lot of the advertisements and trailers that were put out there. And you know, it's such a perfect song. Now, I saw it in theaters. In theaters, you're going to see, well, not anymore, but when the theatrical cut came out, that Lou Reed song is in there, and it's brilliant use.
Yeah, you played it for me.
Yeah, I played it earlier, and it's a beautiful. Perfect Day is a beautiful song. If you haven't heard it, Lou Reed, A Perfect Day, go listen to it now. But it works so effectively, and I guess they couldn't retain the rights, or for whatever reason.
No, when I heard it, I thought this was perfect. This could have.
It's a horror movie, and it fits this movie. In the end, you know, I really think that this is a film that I would recommend to people. The masks work. This is a home invasion movie. Do we consider this in the home invasion genre?
Yes, but no. I would consider, you know, like The Strangers to be a home invasion movie.
And there are elements that do. There's a little bit of strangers in here.
There is.
You've got three killers
I
and
feel like this is more
masks.
personal. It's more personal than a home invasion movie.
Really?
I feel like home invasion movies are more anonymous. And this is like a family.
One thing that I loved about The Strangers was when Liv Tyler asks one of the killers, she says, "Why are you doing this?"
Because you were home.
Exactly.
And this isn't like that.
No,
So
they're
it feels
mercenaries.
like-
We know that they're mercenaries. But due to the ambiguousness that's in the film, we're not quite sure, other than money, what their motives are. But I mean, these are some fucked up cats. These are not like professionals would come in and just handle their business. But of course, the cog in the works is our heroine.
People enjoy just brutalizing them.
Yeah,
Their victims.
they're sadists. They're,
What I said was I just felt as though if they were paid by the son, because the one son, after you figure out that he's responsible for hiring these people, his father's throat is slit right in front of him, and he gets upset. So I was wondering why then he would pay people who wouldn't just, I don't know, line them up execution style and just use a gun to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. This
Something felt off about that.
Well, that's where I think this thing is different, is that because of the animal masks, because of the use of the crossbows and not a gun, it's more personal. Also, you know, the penetration of an arrow, a gun is very modern. This seems very old-fashioned, and the way that they do it. But again, these are not just paid mercenaries. When you see in a film, like you watch an action film and you see paid mercenaries, they kill people execution style. These people are sadists and enjoy their work, clearly. And they also clearly enjoy scaring the shit out of them. So somebody who obviously has that proclivity, you know, they're gonna. It's unnerving. This film is disturbing. Now,
Oh, it really is.
yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but what about that ending? How she finally does in the final bad guy.
With the blender?
Yeah, the blender.
Oh my god. I will never look at a blender the same way. I have to say.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
This movie has an amazing final death of the bad guy. We're not going to tell you who the bad guy is, but holy F-bombs, she kills this dude with a blender
She
and
sticks the blender on his head and it just grinds his skull and his brains out.
it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
So we recommend your
like
next, right?
Yeah.
We're giving it a hearty recommendation. What would you pay for your next on Blu-ray?
You know, I'm not a buyer of Blu-rays. I'm really lazy. I go to Netflix, but I would. I'm sorry.
What is the show about? Jesus Christ. Well, how much would you pay for it? Wow.
No, I like it that much. Like I would own this movie.
I'm gonna have
not
to agree.
I'm not you. I don't buy a ton of Blu-rays. If I love something, I'll buy it. And I love this. I can't wait to watch this again.
Yeah, I love this one
Down the
too.
road.
As we get into the Halloween season, we do more and more horror movies. We're gonna put this as a must-buy for 20.
It's a must-buy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm a cheap son of a bitch. That's how I get away with this. It's Blu-ray on a budget, not Blu-ray with a bankroll. So, I got it for like $6 with shipping on.
This is an exception to the rule.
This is an exception, but
Blu-ray on a not budget.
well, still, I'm a cheap bastard, and this is where I defer. For $15, get it.
Absolutely.
must buy. Heather will pay 20. So I guess Lionsgate Entertainment, that is your target audience right there.
Blu-ray on a budget.